Now, I want to go back to Robert in South Lake, Texas. I don't want you to have to hold on any longer than you already have. But I want to start at the beginning. You're still there, I trust.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I'm here.
You, lifelong Democrat, you used to think that I was just a blowhard windbag. Did you think that actually listening to me, or just because what people had told you about me?
I thought that because the news stations and everybody around me, most of all my constituents, that's all you ever heard. They're just far-right kooks, and, you have CNN, ABC.
Okay, let me ask you this, Robert. You may not remember this, but back even right before Obama was inaugurated in 2009, it would have been the middle of January, and it got a lot of coverage. I openly said that I hope he fails. And, of course, the media ran with that as saying I was being unpatriotic. Nobody ever wants their president to fail. That's like Limbaugh saying he wants America to fail. And I wanted America to be spared. I wanted America not to fail and not to be harmed. And I feared that Obama succeeding would result in America's failure. And it's happening. Now, did you hear me, or did you hear that reported about what I had said back then? And if so, did that make you mad at me?
Yes, it did, because the media didn't want to come right out and say it, but they were suggesting that you said that because you were a racist. You were a far-right kook.
Right.
And I know that not to be true.
But you didn't then. You didn't then. So back then you were all caught up in the fervor, and you were hoping, as you said, that Obama would be a counter role model for young African American youths instead of the gangster rappers that they look to now.
Exactly.
Now, how long did it take for you to become disappointed with Obama, what you were hoping for? How long did it take you to realize it wasn't happening?
I'm not really sure. I think maybe a couple of years into his presidency, I started noticing a trend that everything that he was doing, he was blaming others. He wasn't taking responsibility. Now, a role model is a person that I wanted for Black Americans, the young Black Americans, the ones they feel are disenchanted and disenfranchised and all that, to have someone to look up to. And when you look up to a person as a role model, the first thing at the top of the list is a sense of responsibility, ownership of what you're doing. But he blames everybody else, not himself.
It's amazing, isn't it? And he gets away with it. I mean, he's been president now for over 4 years, and none of what's happened attaches to him, because he's out there making everybody think he's opposing it, fighting it, trying to fix it, and these powerful forces elsewhere keep sandbagging him, but he's still working hard. He doesn't want to raise the deficit. He's going to cut everybody's taxes. He's going to give them health care, but some are just not happening, but he's not getting blamed for it. So at some point for you, the bloom came off the rose, and all of a sudden, all of us conservative blowhards and windbags, you started changing your tune on. Why? What was the catalyst for that?
When you said the Limbaugh theorem and the sequestration, I said, I've not had enough of this. That did it.
Well, that was just a couple weeks ago.
Yes, but that really did it. I was moving in that direction maybe 7, 8, 9 months ago, right before his election, and I didn't vote for him the second time. And I didn't vote for Romney because Romney started off okay, and then he started migrating left, and I didn't like that. So I said, to hell with both of them. But I'm just through with the Democratic Party. If the Democratic Party is going to be the party of huge government, I work for a living. No one's giving me anything. I don't mind helping anyone that needs help. I don't mind helping the veterans or the disabled or the aged. But for people to sit around and expect for me to work and they take my money and give it to them, because Obama seems to be conveying to them, don't worry about it. Blame others for your problems because I'm going to give you some of theirs anyway. I don't like that at all.
Well, Are you alone in this, or do you have...
No, my whole family. I mean, I have a lot of constituents, a lot of friends, and I've been talking to them. And now I listen to you, Mark Levine. I listen to Sean Hannity on WPAP every day now, and they're starting to listen, and we're talking, we're tweeting back and forth, and I don't believe that the Tea Party, I don't know about the GOP because they got some problems over there, the Tea Party patriots, the true conservatives, I don't think they don't have to worry about getting the White House in 2016.
Well, the focus right now is the House of Representatives in 2014.
No, that's not going to happen. You don't have to worry about that. They're not going to take control of the House in 2014. Trust me. Obama keeps doing what he's doing. He's going to probably lose the Senate, too.
Well, the only problem with that is that there's a party in this equation that if anybody could lose it, they could. And they're called the Republicans.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with them. I used to have a lot of...
Well, I'll tell you what's... Robert, they're afraid that if they criticize Obama in a proper and just way, that people like you are going to never vote for him, and that you're going to hate him, and that you're going to think they're racists. So
no, not at all. Because let me tell you the irony and the beauty of that is... let me just step back for a minute. Obama is half black and half white. You cannot say, no one can be labeled a racist because we have 5 years of proof of what this man is doing or what he's not doing and what type of person he is. And like I said before, there's something sinister about this man. No one's going to label them a racist. Our eyes are wide open now. Many of us are not low information voters anymore, and we're not beholden to the Democratic Party anymore.
Robert, how many people are you speaking for here when you say we are not going to be fooled anymore and we are not low information voters anymore? Who are you talking about?
Many Democrats. I mean, many. I mean, I'm part owner of KRF Financial Group. Many of us, my whole neighborhood, I live in South Lake, my whole neighborhood, we're walking, we're talking, everybody's saying the same thing. We do not want to sit here and be robbed by a government for nothing. They're giving our money away to any and everybody. I mean, I work hard for what I have.
Is it true just 2 years ago you felt just the exact opposite?
That's correct, because 2 years ago I was thinking this man was in there to try to help the disenfranchised. He was going to be a good role model. He was going to bring blacks, whites, Orientals, Hispanics, everybody together, and it hasn't happened that way. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but he's probably the worst president, and I'm 55 years old, worst president I've ever seen. And I've been through the days and the Los Angeles riots and the 60s and the 70s and 80s and the 90s, and I've had enough of this. This is not going to help us. It is destroying us.
Well, I don't disagree. I'm happy to hear what you're saying. It just surprises me. I'm hoping that these kinds of things are happening. Robert, the reason. See, none of what's happening to me, and by the way, don't misunderstand, this is not a criticism at all, but none of what's happening is a surprise to me because he's a liberal. I know who they are. I know what they, doesn't matter, Obama or Al Gore or Hillary, or they're all of the same bent. And so none of this surprises me. And I've been frustrated. So many Americans don't see it because it's so easy. It's not hard to see the truth here. And you finally have. And you call here and you tell me that there are lots of people now with their eyes open. And I hope that you're right. I see his approval numbers falling in the polls, but I don't want to attach too much weight to that because, they could just as quickly change tomorrow.
No, it's real. Trust me, it's real, and I live in Texas, and Texas is real red. It is real.
Well, I know. That's the point, Texas. If you were calling me from San Francisco or Los Angeles, it might be even more impactful. But you already live in a red state.
But all the people who are moving here are from California and New York and Detroit and Chicago and Atlanta. They're moving to Texas. Why do you think everybody's running to Texas?
Let me warn you about that. on one hand, that's something to be proud of, but those people are not going to become conservatives. They're going to come there, and they're going to be their good little liberal selves. And they're going to end up turning Texas into California if you all aren't careful.
No. I have some neighbors that came from San Diego, Los Angeles, and the Bay Area, and they were Democrats. They are now conservative. They left California because they don't want Texas to turn into California.
Well, that's good, but just keep it in the back of your mind because, you know, in Florida, we've had an influx of people from the Northeast, and they come down here, and they're still liberals when they're fleeing liberalism. They're fleeing taxes. They're fleeing property taxes. They're fleeing the fact they can't afford to buy anything, but they come down here and they still elect Democrats, and they still hang around, and they still do all the stuff that ended up turning their states blue. You got to keep a sharp eye on it, Robert.
Well, after Obama, you'll see that's not going to happen because I think the trend is slowing down, and people are starting to say, "Oh no, we don't want any more of this."
Okay, what do you think about? I've got a story here from the Washington Examiner. It says that the Democrat dream ticket, 2016, Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama.
Is that a joke?
No. 2016 Hillary Michelle dream ticket idea floated.
That would never happen.
Well, you are speaking with ontological certitude here, and I wouldn't have thought any of this would ever happen to America in my lifetime, but it has.
Well, I think,
and we got a long road back, Robert. We have a long. Reversing some of this stuff it could take a generation to reverse some of this stuff. Obamacare, that's still a roll of the dice.
That's true. Obamacare has ruined everybody. Even my insurance has gone up. But let me tell you something. What happened? Obama went too far. If he had just eased into it a little gradually, but he is kicking the walls down. He is running through everything like gangbusters. He is.
That's because he knows he's got basically a year and a half here to get it done, and after then, everybody focuses on 2014 and then the presidency in 2016. So what his grand strategy is to jam as much done, get as much done as he can the next year and a half, have the Democrats win the House, have one-party rule from 2014 on, and not have to worry about any opposition.
Oh, that's not going to happen, Rush. Trust me. I understand what you're saying. You have to have faith in us out here. You're a radio host. You're trying to inform people. We are informed now. That's not going to happen.
Well, I hope you're right, and I can't tell you how grateful I am that you're in the audience, and I'm grateful that you got through. It's been a delight to talk to you, Robert, and I thank you so much. I've got to go. I take another obscene profit time out here, but thank you very much. I hope you have a great day and keep on.
You too. Bye.
See you later. Be back after this, folks. Don't go away.
Welcome.